is a rough video. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa for those of you new here, and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, we are doing like a combination of trying out some new makeup I have recently purchased and also talking all things pregnancy and just kind of how I've been doing. I think maybe I need to do more of a dedicated like pregnancy Q&A. So leave your questions down below or hit the like button so I know that I should kind of put that together, especially if you have a whole lot of questions since this is a twin pregnancy. So a lot different and a lot has been going on here. So we kind of chit chat and talk about that as well as trying some new makeup products that I'm really excited about. Like we got like one kind of like but for the most part, I think overall a lot of these products will work really well with me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Hit the like button if you do, and if you want to see and hear about pregnancy stuff and also see what I feel about these new products, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get this hair out of the way. Got a rogue hair right there. Whoa. Yeah, so I just wanted to like sit down and chat, and then I have some new makeup products. It's been a while since I've done like a testing new makeup video, so I figured I'd just combine the two. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since announced that we are expecting, and we are expecting twins, and it's that came as like a shock. I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I really like this stuff, really easy to use. Nothing but good things to say about this one. Yeah, it's been kind of a shock. I didn't really talk about it a whole lot in the announcement video, but I didn't know we were capable or had the possibility of having twins. They are fraternal. Once I announced to my family, more and more sets of twins, especially on my side of the family, started to like come to the surface on both sides, both on my mom and my dad's side. So yeah, would have been nice to know. That was would have been a little bit more prepared for that. So for foundation, I'm going to go into my Revlon Illuminance foundation. No surprise here. I'm loving this stuff, so it's been my go-to. So the shock's kind of worn off, but we are so excited for them to get here. I think I didn't do like a Q&A on like my Instagram or anything, but I think there's going to be some questions. So the first one is, are we going to know the genders? And I have done some testing, and the doctor knows the genders, but I don't want to know. I've always been that way, where when the time came for me to become a mom, I didn't want to know. And some people will say, well, don't you have to prepare a certain way? And I said, honestly, like in their first year, at least I feel, and what I've witnessed, granted, I am not a mom. This is my, this is my technically second pregnancy, but this would be my first birth. So I don't have any kids, however, a huge family. I've helped take care of kids. And what I've noticed is, ooh, this is way too pale for my face. But it's, I feel like this has gotten a little too light. Oh well. So what I've noticed, like in the first year, it's doesn't make a difference if it's a boy or a girl. I mean, is it nicer to know, and that way you can have like all boy clothes or all girl clothes, and so you can kind of go either way. But again, for me, like it just doesn't seem like it makes a difference. And I've heard a lot of horror stories. I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer. Yeah, my base products, I didn't really have anything new because I'm just loving the base products I have now. Yeah, so I've heard horror stories where you're told the gender. Hold on, let me grab some brow products. I'm going to go into the NYX Brow Glue, and this is in dark brown. Yeah, I've heard horror stories on just told the gender, go and buy all this stuff, knowing, thinking you know the gender, and come to find out, like, the doctor's made a mistake. And to me, that's just a very, 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 very expensive mistake. So and it's not one that I'm in the position to be able to easily fix. And so I just don't want to. And then the other thing, I kind of joke, and then I've joked with people who ask me, they're like, why don't you know? It's like, well, if it's not what I want, quote unquote, which for me right now, like for me and for Jordan, my husband, it doesn't matter. They're boys or girls. But if it's like in a hypothetical situation, it's not what I wanted, I can't return or exchange. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make a difference. I know some of my friends are like, well, just have the doctor call me and tell me. And I was like, well, I could, but then, you know, based off of the gifts you give me, that's going to kind of tell me, you know, or if they decide to get gifts, but it would tell me, you know, and it's just like, I don't want to know. And it's not a big deal. I am going to be giving birth in a hospital with twins. That's one thing I have kind of discovered is, at least in my opinion, a lot of things are kind of taken out of my hands in terms of decisions, because twins, it's a high risk pregnancy. Also with my Crohn's disease and being an autoimmune disorder, or autoimmune disease, it's not really safe. So of course I want to be as safe as possible. That's not saying that every woman should do that. Yeah, that's not saying that every woman should give birth in a hospital. I mean, I definitely have found along the way that it's just really, it's up to you and your choice. Yes, and luckily it's not too far from here, which is super nice. And I really, really like my doctor. And we're like on the same page in terms of like how I want to go about this process. But again, I found that with twins, a lot of things have just been unfortunately taken out of my hands. Okay, first thing that's new is this Ulta Beauty Oh My Glow Cream Bronzer Stick. And this is in the shade Mocha. I really like their blush sticks, and I've been wanting to try their bronzer one. And so I just saw it and grabbed it. That's one thing for me, like if I'm just in the mood to just test new makeup, I'll go around like either to Ulta, Sephora, mostly Ulta, and like Target, and see if there's anything new that catches my eye, and then I'll grab it if it does, and just kind of start collecting things. Okay, yeah, so it's a twist up bronzer stick. I swatched this in store. Ooh, that might be a little orange. Okay, do I dare? I'm gonna start with swiping it on and seeing what happens with that. Ooh, it sticks. And I think I just picked up my foundation. Ooh, it's coming off really red on camera. I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer brush. It's my favorite brush to use for cream. Ooh, boy. To kind of stamp and blend it out. In person, like the tone is the tone I kind of like. It's definitely a little bit warmer. I wouldn't say this is like a contour. See, it's super patchy right there. It blends out really easily. On the forehead, it looks a little bit better than it did on the cheek. Yeah, I think that blended out really nicely. Very similar. I feel like it's a little bit like stickier or stiffer than the blush for some reason, but I don't know if it's one where you need to like warm it up. So here's side by side. Yeah, it seems like it's really patchy, but I'm wondering if it's just because it's so glowy, because in person it doesn't look really patchy right there. So that's interesting. It could be like the lighting causing that. But definitely there's some glow, and I feel like there's some sculptiness to my face. Kind of do the excess here. I'm going to go in my brush and just kind of just stamp to get some product, and then I'll bring it down my neck. Am I going to be putting the twins on social media? Most likely not. I mean, there'll be like little things here and there, but for the most part, I'm going to say no. I don't know if that'll change as they get older, but for right now, it just, I don't want to particularly, or if I do, it's a very, very, very limited amount. The thing is that I'm on social media, and my husband kind of is. He is every now and then. Like, you'll see him every now and then in my vlogs, but social media is not really his thing. And so I don't want to force that. And also, I know so many people in my life that it's just not their thing. And to me, that makes me realize, okay, let that be their choice, like the twins' choice if they want to. And then obviously at an appropriate time. But as of right now, I don't plan on putting really them on a ton. I feel like that looks really good. I feel like it's faded a little bit. Yeah, it just looks like it's patchy right there, but it's not. I think it's one where it's just I have to figure out what's the best way to apply it. I'm going to try it this time on this side, just kind of going in with my brush, which is kind of what I do with the blush version of this. And just kind of seeing what happens. So I'm currently, the day I'm filming this, I am currently just starting my second trimester. And oh man. I feel like the first trimester could have been way worse, yes, but was it easy peasy? No. It was not easy for me. I mean, I am pretty busy. I'm outside a lot, and then it's still hot here in Texas, and that didn't really help matters. I feel like that went on way better with me just kind of going with my brush. And the nausea was really bad. I threw up like a couple of times, and the couple of times was really recently. I haven't had weird aversions or cravings. It's been like kind of random and like very specific. And it's been for the most part, it's been things that it's like, okay, obviously I'm lacking some calcium, so that's why I'm craving milk or milky drinks or like my boba teas. Yeah, I feel like that blended out way better than I thought it would. And then it's coming off in person a little bit more yellow toned, which I find kind of interesting. It's like some parts look yellow tone, some parts look red. It's a very interesting tone and unique color. So the first trimester, like the nausea was really bad. And the fatigue, oh my God, the fatigue. And I kind of understand why I'm so fatigued, and it's because obviously I'm carrying two. So my body is using up a ton more energy than as if I'm carrying one. And so I feel like I'm exhausted all the time. And I heard something the other day, and I'm like, this is a great example of, like, this is a great way to explain how it feels. And then they said it feels like a hangover from a weekend of binge drinking, and you just not smart enough to not stop drinking, and so it's just like the compounded hangover. And I'm like, that is exactly how I feel between the nausea, the lack of energy, the grogginess, and then on top of it, because I'm so groggy, like my mornings are just so like I feel so lethargic in the morning, and I feel like I move a lot slower. And then as the day progresses, I get more energy, and then I've become like a night owl. It's so weird where I'm like staying up super duper late, obviously, which is not helpful. And I'm staying up super duper late, and I have all this energy really late, and I'm just like, okay, what, why? And so I'm really trying to work on kind of fixing that. I'm taking my prenatals. I'm taking the nausea medication like I'm supposed to, and it's just I'm just trying to get through it, and I hope going through the second trimester that I feel like a little bit more myself. I know some people say like the nausea just continues throughout your whole pregnancy. I hope not. And I'm trying to really fix that with like my diet and just trying to nibble every single, like pretty much it feels like every single second of the day, or just consistently throughout the day. Yeah. It's been like the first trimester was like a little bit of a doozy where there's some days where I just had to like just sit and do nothing, either just chill, read a book, chill, watch some TV, and just like do nothing because I had no energy. Okay, so for cream blush, I have two options. I have the Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Maui, and then I have the About Face Cheek Freak Blush Balm, and this is in the shade Raunchy. I think with what I'm going for, I think I'm going to go into this one. I've heard some mixed reviews on this one, on this particular formula, but it's a cream formula. I love the I love the color of it. I think it's just so pretty, and I think it screams really fall. And so I'm just gonna give it to go. I love the little whoop. This is a rough video. I love the logo kind of stamped in it. I'm just gonna go with my brush. It seems very soft and creamy. Yeah, the logo goes away. It's not one that like consistently stays. Ooh. And we'll just kind of go in. Ooh. First swipe really pigmented. Love the color. I'm a sucker for peachy blushes though. Oh man. Yeah, and then so one thing that's kind of like zapped energy out of me is the I've been overworking myself. Like I know that now. Like I've been overworking myself. And so that's one thing I'm going to figure out how to get a little bit more structured, because like that first trimester, it was just so all over the place in terms of how I was feeling. I'm hoping that I'm going to start feeling better and again having a little bit more energy, that I can get a little more structured. And honestly, my goal is to get this house organized. And I've been telling my mom, I was like, I want it to be like mindless proof. Everything has a spot. I don't have to think about it. And, just get my house to be as organized as possible before they get here. Because if it was one, it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit easier, or it's, how do I put it? It's a little more, I don't know if it's going to be less chaotic or about the same. I don't know. You'll have to let me know down below if you've had a single baby and then twins, or, vice versa. You'll have to let me know down below, because, oh my gosh, this blush is amazing. That looks so good. And it smoothed out my skin. Ooh, do I need to get more shades of that? No, Marissa, you don't need more cream blushes. That looks beautiful. Let me see if I can build it up more. Probably shouldn't, but anyways, I'm definitely wanting to get this house a lot more organized. There's some projects I want to complete before the twins get here. And yes, you'll get a nursery makeover video, so subscribe and stay tuned for that. These videos coming up, obviously, they're gonna be a little bit heavy on pregnancy stuff. However, my plan is to still trickle in makeup videos, trickle in some sewing videos, DIY, and of course organization videos. And so it's not going to be all about the pregnancy. A big part of it will be. Wow, I love that blush. That's amazing. If you haven't tried that, wow, I would really recommend. That looks amazing. Anyways, so with my content, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of, oh, I thought my candle went out. There's gonna be a lot of pregnancy kind of related things. And, if you have any like tips or products that you used in your pregnancy or in the, newborn stage, like leave them in the comments down below. I am curious. And, I'm in that research phase and, building my registry and, figuring all that stuff out. So love to know your thoughts. For powder, I'm going to go into the NYX Mineral Matte Finishing Powder, but kind of going back and forth with some of the different powders I'm using. I am planning on doing a makeup declutter and organizing. My cabinet behind me is what's holding, like all the drawers is what's holding all of my makeup. So I've been really wanting to get that like organized as well. Yeah, so that's like my plan is the next few months is to get this house just ready to go, get projects done I need to get done. And then with twins, I don't know how it's going to go. Right now, everything's going great. They're growing the way they need to grow. They're very healthy. There's nothing to be concerned about. But I don't know if that's going to change. And so I'm really trying to prepare for the point where I'm not going to be able to do much for the sake of their safety and making sure they're growing properly. And so I'm trying to get a lot of things done. And I think that was the issue in the first trimester too. I think I really overworked myself and I think I stressed myself out. Because this is an adjustment, obviously, and I know the first trimester is one of the harder trimesters, first and third. I know for sure in the third is going to be really hard because I'm going to be carrying 2 babies and I need to make room for all of them. And but who knows? Who knows? Every pregnancy is different. So I think that's one thing that was kind of stressing me out a little bit too is like realizing, I could be on bed rest. I could be on bed rest where I can't do much. And so I'm just kind of trying to prepare for that. It definitely took away a lot of the bronzer on my cheeks. So let me grab one to kind of go on top. I'm going to go into the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer. And this is in the shade 400. This is really dark, and so I'm just gonna do a little bit of it. Nothing crazy. You can in person, more so on camera, you can really see the blush popping through, the About Face blush popping through. I think it looks beautiful. Okay, for powder blush, I have a new shade of a formula I know, and this is the Flush Blush from Ulta Beauty, and this is in the shade Sweet as Honey. Thought it was a really pretty, just neutral, leaning a little peachy. I thought it was just a really pretty neutral, leaning a little peachy blush. I've been wanting to find a newer formula of that and also a matte version. And it's actually really pretty. Now I do have like a pinker version of that, of the same formula. Yeah, that's really pretty. That's a great combo. But I'm not surprised. I really like that formula. And so, yeah, I love that shade. That's beautiful. That'd be great for every day. Okay, now on to eyes. Now I grabbed this, and this is kind of what started the whole, hey, I need to actually test out some new makeup. And this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Call Me Sunshine 10 Pan Palette. And this is an eyeshadow palette. Really pretty more orangey neutrals. There's a couple of like really pretty, like almost green, mossy colored shimmers. And I saw this, I was like, this is so pretty. I want to try this out. So also, Wet n Wild hasn't been a brand where it's just like things have taken my breath away. I'm like, oh, I've got to try it. It hasn't just been that brand. And then I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is kind of pretty. So with Wet n Wild shadows, I have no clue. It's been so long since I've tried them. So this will be like really raw, like first impression. Yeah, so very pretty, very fall looking. Ooh, hair in my eye. Yeah, very fall looking palette. Really like these two shades. I really liked this shimmer shade. I might go into that today. And then I really like this almost burgundy colors as well. Let me grab that palette. This is the Sandstone palette from ColourPop. Let's see, kind of just put them side by side. Yeah, so very, very, very similar. Huh, very, very similar. It's definitely a smaller version, and I don't know if ColourPop still sells this. I see this every now and then on Ulta, but this is a really, really similar version of it. Wow. We'll just have to see if these shadows take the cake. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of speed through this and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Okay, so for eyeliner, I went into the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade But First Espresso. I really like that eyeliner. Then for mascara, I went into the e.l.f. Big Mood, and this is in the shade Deep Green, just to add to that green effect. So overall, I think the mattes are really pretty in here. I did point out that there is some pickup on some of the mattes. I did try these two mattes, and then I tried the green shimmer. I'm really disappointed in this shade. I feel like it could give more pop, and it just isn't. Like, I have to really build it up to get it to be that very brightening effect, especially against all of this kind of darker, moodier kind of a look. So that was a little disappointing. I am interested to see how like this more glitter shade is, and some of these, like this shade just makes me think of like pumpkin spice in fall. And so I am excited to try this further. I am a little surprised how similar like these two are. It's just the different types of formulas where like in here, some of the shimmers are mattes in this one. So do I think if you have this, you need this? Not necessarily. Yeah, there is, it's really, really close. I think you can get the same look if you already have this with this palette. Again, I think the mattes are really pretty. The shimmers, I really had to build up. I think they're not as like punchy as what I like to go for. I really had to build up this green one, and I feel like when I was trying to blend everything together, a lot of the shimmer went away. And so just to keep that in mind, do I think it's a horrible palette? No, but I think if you already have very similar colors, I don't think you need it. To be honest, I think you can get a very similar look if you already have a palette with these particular colors. Those are my thoughts on that. I think there's one palette I've been really interested in trying, and that is the Anastasia, their fall, like their limited edition fall one that just came out. I'm really tempted to get that one, but it's okay. So the next thing, and actually I did want to try the About Face shadow sticks. I have the Pearly shadow stick in the shade Actual Ambrosia, but I'll have to try that another time and then give you my thoughts. I also have, I have this eyeliner I need to try. So this is the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil, just like the brown one I just used, and I have this in like a nudie color. So let me just put this on real quick. I love this formula. It's just so creamy and so easy to use. I feel like it just brightens up my eye. Ooh, for lips, I have a couple of options. This one I may have to try another time, but this one is the e.l.f. Eau Face Satin Lipstick. I already have this in a different shade in Dirty Talk, and this is in the shade Effortless. Don't think this really goes with my peachy look. This is definitely more of a pink shade and more of like an everyday, like your lips but better kind of a color. So I'm going to hold off on trying that one. I do have the Milani Fruit Fetish in the shade Cherry Lime. These are their lip oils. I haven't tried these, and I saw this color and I thought it was really pretty. So we'll try this out. I don't think I need a lip liner with this, but we'll just have to see. Ooh, really, really big applicator. Really red, so this might actually be too red, but we'll see. Very, very cherry scented, so if you don't like that, just keep that in mind. These have been out for a while and just haven't had the chance to try them. Feels really nice and really comfortable. Really hydrating. Yeah, I really like that. It's not too red. Like in here it looks like it's going to be super red, but it's not too red. It's really comfortable. I like that. I think that's one I can put in my purse, and no matter what kind of makeup look or if I'm not wearing any makeup, I can definitely put that on. It gives my lips a little bit of a tint, but I don't think it's like too much. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. I'm going to zoom you guys out and I'm going to give you my thoughts on everything I tried today / fix this hair. Ooh, I need to probably put some bronzer on my chest. Do that. I can tell you what I think. Overall, I think I had a ton of good products today. I don't think there was anything that I was just like, no, don't even bother, except for the eyeshadow palette. But it just really depends on what you have already in your collection. If you have like these tones already, which I totally spaced, I think I was just so drawn to, I think the tones were just so interesting, and I think they're so unique, especially the shimmers and this one glitter. And this one glitter, I think it was just so interesting, and it really drew me in, and I think it did an okay job. It wasn't like the best, and especially the shimmers I did not think were the best. Going through, this is definitely one of my favorites, the About Face Cheek Freak Blush Balm. It really smoothed out the skin, and it's a beautiful color. I think it's still popping through a little bit. I think it layered really well. It just looks amazing on my skin. So if you haven't tried these out, I really recommend. And they're not that expensive compared to like super high-end like celebrity brands, because this is Halsey's brand. I don't think it was that expensive. I think these were like $14 or something like that. Anyways, I'll link everything down below, of course, that I've used today. I really like these. I may have to get some more shades in those, because those are really nice. The bronzer, I think, is not as good of a formula as the blush. I think that it faded really quickly. I feel like I had to go in and layer it to make sure it was still there. I Maybe it's one of those where you just got to really warm up. Like, see, I just swiped there and it just went on fine. So it could be that kind of formula. The blushes, I didn't really feel it was necessary to do that. It's a pretty tone. I think it looks really good on my skin. I think it did its job of bronzing and bringing some little more color and some sculpting to my face, especially since my foundation now is getting way too light for me. Wow, it seems like from here, yeah, perfect, but the color is a little bit darker. For the powder blush, this one, again, I really like the formula. I like the shade. I think it went on really well. I do think that this particular formula doesn't last as long. I think you have to really make it work and layer it to make sure it lasts a long time. So just keep that in mind. The Essence waterproof in the Silky Nude, that looked really good. I really like that one. I am really becoming a fan of the Essence eyeliners. I think, like I said, I think they look great. I'm trying to think, am I missing anything? The Milani Fruit Fetish Cherry Lime Lip Oil. It does a really good job of hydrating, has a little bit of gloss to it, adds a little bit of a tint. I think the smell can kind of be a little overpowering if you're not prepared for it, but I think it does a really good job of hydrating, adding a little bit of color without being over the top. So I can wear it with or without makeup. I can layer it. I feel like I can layer this over lipstick. It feels like that lightweight of a formula. So took too long to try these because I think I really like this, and this will be definitely a purse lip product for sure. That's my thoughts on all the new stuff. In terms of pregnancy stuff, I feel like I'm getting there. I'm not quite 100% of like getting my energy back going into the second semester. I keep doing that. Oh my gosh, my pregnancy brain has hit, I feel like, way quicker than it should. But again, twins, there's 2 of them in there taking up all my energy and all of my brain capacity, which they'll happen when they get there here too. I am really excited for the journey of getting this house together, making the nursery, and also becoming a mother. Again, if you have any tips, tricks, if you are a mom of twins or of multiples, let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious. Also, please be respectful down there, and also respect, just my choices and the choices my husband and I have made for our family. It's everyone's own journey, everyone's own choice on how they want to, go about these things. And I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to push my beliefs or like what I feel like you should do. I'm just here because I'm just a girl who has a ton of hobbies and a ton of different passions, and I just want to share with you. And I was so excited to share the news of my pregnancy, and everyone was really nice and was very congratulatory. Blah, tough word. And it was, it definitely made me feel really good and really supported. And so, like I said, I'm here to bring joy and even give you some creative ideas on different hobbies you could try, or organization. Again, I'm just here to bring joy. So with that being said, I'm going to go get some lunch because I am starving, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will keep testing out these products and will let you know my thoughts in upcoming speed reviews. That one, I actually am ready to have another one coming soon, so stay tuned for that and subscribe if you are new here. Again, I do plan on having some pregnancy-related videos, but my normal content of vlogs, DIYs, organization, sewing, which I do plan on having some more vlogs coming with sewing, and just a hodgepodge of everything that I just love doing. And again, I just want to be a source of joy and entertainment for you all. And I hope you guys learned something, especially just with makeup and things like that. I am rambling. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button if you did, and subscribe if you are new here. Join the little family here that's going on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, so go ahead and follow me over there. It is at From Hem to Stem. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.